Here's a very interesting case involving an L-1011 commercial aircraft flying from San Francisco to JFK on July 4th, 1981. It had a full crew on board, obviously, and a lot of passengers in the back. It was about 4:45 in the afternoon. They were at 37,000 feet altitude over Lake Michigan. And they had just left Minneapolis Control, clear sunny day, and Captain Schultz, who is a Korean War combat pilot veteran, by the way, was just relaxing, looking outside, looking for other traffic, as he should. And he noticed something caught his eye, approximately 30 degrees left and 30 degrees high. And so he leaned forward a little bit in order to see it better, because he thought it might be another aircraft approaching on a collision course. Well, much to his surprise, as he's pointing it out to his first officer, by the way, what they both see is a round, kind of a disc-shaped metallic object with no markings, no seams, but 6 evenly spaced black circles along its edge, its circumference. Well, the airplane is flying approximately Mach 0.82, approximately, about 470 knots ground speed, or true, I should say, true. And the object descends to his altitude from above and does a very high-speed turn and then goes away towards Canada, in the direction of Canada, leaving a wavy smoke trail behind it. I met the captain in San Francisco Airport and took some equipment along, and we recreated that event with the aircraft on the ground, of course. And I had him sit exactly where he sat. I had him take a grease pencil and mark up some plastic that we put over the windows. And in doing all that, we were able to reconstruct the flight path of the object relative to the airplane. Now, why can we do that? Because the autopilot was on at all times, maintaining straight and level flight, so that the motions of the UFO were relative to the cockpit outline, the windows, for instance. Well, what did we find? We found that the UFO, whatever it was, approached at approximately 1,000 miles an hour. It did a very high-speed turn, approximately 20 Gs at least, and then went away from the aircraft at about 1,000 miles an hour in a climb. Well, we don't know of any other aircraft that can do that, and end up looking like an oblate spheroid. I looked up sun angle, and the solar reflections were consistent with a three-dimensional, large reflecting object. The captain told me that at the time that the object was closest to his aircraft, he felt a shock wave, a slight shudder, if you will. It was a very interesting case. He got right on the radio, as he should, and radioed Minneapolis, and do you have any traffic up near us? And they said, no, we do not. He has never seen anything before. He has never seen anything since, and he's turned into a believer. That this man who, before this happened, told me that he just didn't believe these things could exist. Now he does. And I said, Captain, about how big was the object? He said it was like a baseball stadium that would hold 50,000 people.
Picture the brightest, shiniest silver that you've ever seen and multiply that 100 times and try to get how shiny this object is. I can see where these things could be coming down every day and nobody would ever see them. Because if I hadn't been looking at that one particular spot in the sky, I would never know it had been there. It was that bad. And this is, as I said, the shiniest metal I've ever seen in my life.
He made another interesting statement, which I will recount here. He said that when it first appeared, it impressed him as if it was breaking through the atmosphere, like splitting the blue sky open in order to emerge. And I find that very interesting. It raises some very interesting and fundamental questions. Air resistance, energy, shock wave, and so forth, propulsion, fundamental questions that science should take a look at. So, in conclusion, that's a great case, a credible witness, two witnesses actually, professional pilots up front. There was no electromagnetic effects. The compasses did not deviate in this case. No radar contact, just the memories of two professionals.